Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. And I hope you are all ready for another interesting session in our step journey. So, in this masterclass. So, yesterday on day two, we focused completely on Ceph mons, that the monitors. So, let's quickly remember what we have learned. So, as you know, as I've mentioned, as I've explained, that mons are like the brain or control center of the cluster. They also manage the cluster maps like mon maps, OSD maps, PG map, and more. Also, they use the Paxos algorithm to reach agreement, the quorum, on changes in the cluster. And we also saw how important mons are to keeping the system healthy and synchronized. But mons are not alone. There's another important role in the Ceph system, the managers or the MGRs. And that today is all about. So let's understand this. And so if mons are the brain that keeps track of the cluster's health, then the MGRs or the managers are the ones who collect information, also analyze it, and give us useful features. The Ceph manager or the Daemon or the MGR was added to handle things mons don't, the monitors don't, like metrics, cluster stats, dashboard, and external tools. It will be everything will be handled by the Ceph managers. Okay, but fine, because mons are designed to be lightweight. They are not supposed to do heavy background tasks or run APIs. That's where the managers or the MGRs comes in. So what does the MGR do? MGR collect real-time statistics like IOPS, okay, and throughput, disk usage, CPU load, etc. They also provide APIs for external tools to talk to CPS like REST APIs, Prometheus, exporters, Kubernetes, and we'll be read all about it in the future videos in this playlist. Okay. They run the Ceph dashboard, which is a full web interface to monitor and manage your cluster, the Ceph cluster. In the future, in the upcoming videos, we'll see this completely deployment with the dashboard too. This manager also support auto scaling, balancing, and other automation features. And also, these MGRs can run modules which are like plugins that give Ceph the extra powers. So, how do mons and managers work together? Let's see. So, mons manage cluster status and reach consensus. Okay. And the MGRs, the managers, report on that status and provide tools to manage, visualize, and automate that cluster. Okay. Hope you understand. So next, you just try to imagine. Let's see if I can summarize it. So you just try to imagine that mons are the doctors. Okay, in a simple analogy. So mons are the doctors tracking the vital signs of a patient. Okay. So similarly, that in that way, the manager is the lab that collect test results, generate reports, and builds dashboard for it, so that we can take the action faster and smarter. So remember this: mons keep the cluster alive, but manager make it understandable, manageable, and smarter. Okay. So next, now that we know that what Ceph managers or MGRs are, let's talk about how they actually work. Okay, and why they are so flexible and powerful. The secret behind manager is that they are modular. That means they can load different modules or plugins depending on what features we need. So you can think of these like apps on your phone. Okay. So you can install only what you want, maybe weather app or a finance app or a can say calendar. In the same way, manager load modules that do different jobs for the Ceph cluster. Okay. So in this table, you can see there are some, I have mentioned some of the important manager modules and their functions as well. So the modules like balancer, autoscaler, dashboard, Prometheus, ISC, SI, gateway, REST API. And in the side, they have the respective functions. So let's go, let's look into it. So balancer module. So balancer module, it is a dynamically redistributes placement groups, the pages across the OSDs to keep storage balanced. It makes sure that no OSD is overloaded. Okay. So next is the autoscaler. Autoscaler module automatically adjusts the number of placement groups in a pool as data grows. That which helps like keep performance details, although keeps performance stable too. Okay. Then comes the dashboard model. So as mentioned, as from the name you can understand that it gives us a beautiful safe dashboard web UI. A full dashboard where you can see performance, graphs, OSD health, pool stats, more. You can also restart any module, like if something is goes down, you can everything you can do from the dashboard as well. You don't need to go to the terminal, or you go don't need to be. Okay. So max to max, you can say 50 to 60% of the work you can manage, everything you can do from the dashboard. We'll see in the upcoming videos too. Then is the RESTful module. It provides an API interface so external tools and scripts can talk to the Ceph cluster easily. Then the Prometheus. So it exposes the Ceph matrix in a format that Prometheus and Grafana can read. So you can build full visual monitoring dashboard. So from the Prometheus, Grafana read it, and from the Grafana you can design, or you can build full detailed visual monitoring dashboards in the Grafana. Okay, we'll see in the upcoming videos too. So then is the test and debug modules. Like some modules are just for testing the development. Okay, and they help the developers understand how to simulate something behavior. Then is the developer friendly, like all the, and for the knowledge, all these manager models are written in Python, which means developers, even you, can create new ones as well. So if a company needs a customer alert system or a log collector or something totally unique, they can write a customer manager model to, to exactly to do it. Okay. So in short, you can say that managers are not just managers, they are platform engines. And thanks to modules too, that they keep getting smarter and more powerful over time. So let me ask you something, like if you are building your own SEP model, so what would it do? So would it alert you on Slack, on any Teams or anything email, or you can use auto clean unused volume or something else? Please drop your answer. I'll be happy to see them out in the comment section. Okay. So next go to the next slide, that is manager redundancy and election process. Let's see. So now it is a very important part of the SAP manager system. What happens if a manager fails? Let's see. So well, SAP handles that very smartly using redundancy and automatic elections. And let's see how, and let me explain them all how that works too. So active and standby managers. In every SAP cluster, only one manager is active at a time. That one active manager is responsible for running the models, collecting the metrics, and providing the dashboard. Okay. But SAFe also lets us have one or more standby managers. Like these are the backups, sitting idle, but they are already ready for that. So if the active manager goes down, so SAFe automatically elects one of the standby manager to become the new active manager. Understand? So within a seconds, no manual steps in it. So everything is done automatically. Everything. So let's see how the election work. So the election is simple. Monitors track the managers who are available, and they help decide which standby manager become active. Okay, so you don't have to configure anything special. So everything will be handled, everything will be done by the C page in the behind the scenes. Everything. So let's see why it matters. Why? So this setup gives us a high availability. It means that if something crashes, or a server goes offline or a power cut, whatever it may be, so the Ceph dashboard, the metrics and modules keeps running without any interruption, as I said. Okay, so it is a very crucial for production systems. So we don't want to lose visibility or automation. So just because of one diamond failed. Okay, so the usually the what can be the best practices it can be. So usually normally many people deploy two managers. So one will be active, another will be in the standby mode, and that's enough for the most of the cluster. So we'll be having also deploying the two managers. Okay, so it will make it stable always, and it is very best practices as well. But in very large scale setups, you can have more standby managers if needed. Okay, so you remember this that only one active managers runs at a time. Standby managers are always on alert, ready to take over. Okay, so just understand that if one manager goes down, the standby manager will be in the active mode and it will be started. So the system will never be failed. Okay, and the switch will be happen automatically. Nothing human intervention is required. Nothing. Everything is automatic. And this kind of design is what makes the CPS so resilient. You cannot see any other platform like is doing like this. Okay, so this what makes the CPS popular, powerful, and so resilient. So every part has backups and it keeps working without waiting for a human to fix it. Everything is done by automatically. So let's come to the last part of this manager module. So now let's close today by learning how to deploy manager properly and what features they gives us in real world clusters. Okay. Um, for your understanding, I can say that it is the last means is the last slide for this manager, but we are already covered the in-depth everything. I've covered everything in depth. So if any other questions you have, you can comment in the video section. I'll be happy to answer them all. So let's see. So what are the different deployment best practices we can see? So here I have mentioned some of the simple rules to follow when setting up the manager diamonds. So always deploy at least two managers. As I've said in the previous slide, that at least we have to deploy two managers. So one will be in the active mode, another will be in the standby mode. So this gives us the high availability. Okay. If one fails, then the other takes over instantly, everything automatically. So our system will never be, we can say, it will never stop. Okay. Or fail. Then is the co-locate managers with mons if the hardware is strong. So since managers are not heavy on CPU, so you can run them on the same node as your monitors. They are there. So where our ons is running, you can say you can directly run in that node. There will be no issue. So next is to protect manager diamonds. Like we have to use secure access, TLS encryption. That this TLS encryption is especially in the newer Ceph versions, and and also it never expose them directly to the internet for the protection. Okay. So next, to monitor manager logs and performance, we have to regularly check monitor manager logs, that using this one key, like using this command Ceph Manager status. If you are and we can it is a we should have a daily best practices to regularly check the status, for if there is any error in anything, so that we can fix that in the good time. So next is the real features that what are the real features that managers provide. So let's talk about what you really get from the manager. So one is the CPS dashboard. So CPS dashboard, as I've already mentioned, it's a full web-based UI to manage and monitor our cluster, Ceph cluster. Then is the performance metrics. So everything from IOPS, network usage to OSD health and its capacity. Then is the PG balancer or the placement group balancer. So it automatically distributes data more evenly across the OSDs. There is the autoscaler. So it automatically adjusts PG counts for pools based on the data set. Then is the integration. And the integration is the manager that provides the API support. Okay. For external tools like Kubernetes, Ansible, then the monitor stacks like Prometheus plus Grafana. So let's see why a manager matter. Okay, as I've seen that monitor model that why a monitor matter. Similarly, let's see why a managers matter. So from till now you can understand why a manager matters. Okay. So without manager you can still run the Ceph cluster, but you will have no visual dashboard, no performance metrics, no automation, nothing else. So for your benefit, for to know everything on a dashboard, the manager is so important. So in this, in the modern architecture, these all, if we don't have any visual dashboard, no performance metrics, no automation, so it is not acceptable. So managers gives us the intelligence layer on the top of CPH. So yes, so overall, if I give a quick summary, so at least we have to for a best practices for the safety purpose, we should deploy at least two managers. One is active, another in the standby mode, and we have to enable all the modules we actually need. What according to you, what type of all the modules you need, we have to active. Okay, I have to enable them all, and we have to keep them secure, and we have to monitor them their performance on a regular basis. So that's everything for our Ceph managers. It is the intelligent modular brains that help you visualize, balance, and automate your storage system. So in the next video, in the day 4, we'll move into the heart of CPS, that is the OSDs. Okay, so that is object storage daemon, the actual workers that store your data and make sure it's safe and replicated. So until the day, take care. Jai Jagannath. Thank you. And please like, share, and subscribe this video. And you have any questions, you can drop in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them all. And thank you. Um, Jai Jagannath.